I've been living in Berlin, Germany for 15 years now. I grew up in Novosibirsk. And for a long time, I really thought that Germany and Russia weren't that different. Both cultures are direct, both take work seriously, both don't give small talk for the sake of it. So when things in the team went sideways at work sometimes, I had no idea why. I kind of sensed it, but I did not necessarily understand what went wrong here. On the surface, we seemed like we were okay. We were on the same page, but there were certain dynamics that I did not understand as a Russian. And if you're an immigrant in a Western workplace and something keeps not clicking, it's not about your skills and not about your effort, just some weird dynamics in the workplace. This video is for you. I hope it's helpful. I'm going to walk you into a framework that gave me actual language for things that I've been feeling for years in the German workplace. So there's a researcher called Erin Meyer, and she wrote a book called The Culture Map. And the premise is simple. Your cultural background shapes what you think is professional, normal, and respectful. And if you're not aware about your certain tendencies and about your cultural background, you might oversee some things. So Erin Meyer maps cultures across 8 dimensions. Things like how you communicate, how you give feedback, how you build trust, how decisions get made. So basically, all the important stuff to get you to the next level of your career. And yeah, and I put together kind of persona cards for Russia and Germany for now, based on this framework. And I want to walk you through the gaps that I noticed that really have been um, problematic for me, and I really had to work on them. So the first gap between the between Russian work style and the way people work in Germany is trust. How you build trust. In Germany, trust is built through competence, right? It's very task-based tools. And so you show up, you deliver, you're reliable. That's great. After that, you might go and try be friends. So, your German colleague doesn't need to know your life story. He just he needs you he needs you to do the thing first before you can move to the next level. In Russia, it's different. Trust is built through a relationship. For you share a meal, you go deep in conversation, you reveal something real about yourself. And then you move on to the tasks. So the Russian keeps trying to connect personally, the German keeps waiting for performance, both feel let down, neither understands why and what happens here. So I experienced this directly. So I would be way too personal, way too soon, which, was weird for my German colleagues. They were like, yeah, first they show me that you're an expert, and then we'll see how that goes. The second gap that this is a really important one for me, is giving feedback. So Russians are generally high context communicators. So what happens is that we read the room, we leave things unsaid. You got to read between the lines, right? But when you flip this to feedback, it switches completely. So we are quite direct. We are very blunt. And we are not a compliment sandwich. So, yeah, this is just how respect works in that context. And the directness lands very well in Germany. Germans are very direct. But the tone, the Russian tone, the harshness, the absence of softening, this reads as aggressive to Germans. And Meyer actually uses a Russian in Germany as her case study for this exact dynamic. And for me, this one was personal. I really had to learn that directness and tone are two separate things. Being direct, people loved it, but the way I said it sometimes, this didn't work. The third gap is how decisions get made. So Russia is very top down. So if your boss makes a call fast, everybody moves. You gotta do it as a team. You execute. It's very top down. Hierarchy is very strong in Russia. And Germany is very consensual. So the team needs to be part of the process, otherwise they won't execute. Not because they're difficult, but because they really feel bypassed. And it happened to me too. I would be in charge. I will make a decision because I have enough data. And then I will just go, we're doing this. And then I do it. And the team really felt bypassed. And it was weird. And I really had to learn that, okay, the team isn't resistant. I just hadn't given them enough time and context about why I made the decision that I made and to really feel that they are part of it. So I really had to switch this one. And the thing that makes the Russia-Germany gap specifically tricky is that surface similarity. So you expect confusion when cultures feel totally foreign, like say Brazil and the Netherlands. But you don't brace for it when you think that you already understand each other. And the false familiarity is where the invisible friction comes in. So this is what I mean when I talk about the soft skills tax that immigrants pay. It's not one big dramatic clash. It's 100 small moments where you're playing a game you didn't grow up with by rules nobody wrote down. And it's not like when you're getting your own boarding, your boss is telling you, hey, what's your tone when you're giving feedback. So this is on you to acknowledge that and to know what you're working with. But also, ideally, you work in a cool workspace that understands that diversity comes with a price and that different cultures function differently. And knowing the map doesn't fix everything, but it gives you language for what's happening. We're all different, and it's not bad. It's not like one culture is better than the others. Absolutely not. But knowing this and working on that and being aware is the first big step. And I made persona cards for Russia and Germany. You can find them on my LinkedIn. And I'm working on 7 more countries. I think it's super fun. And if your country is coming up, or if any of this resonated, drop me a comment, subscribe. I read comments, check out my links. And if you are navigating a workplace where unwritten rules feel invisible, please do subscribe or even reach out if you would like a consultation. That's basically what this channel is about. And be well. I think I'm going to record this video also in Russian and in German because it's very fun. Thank you guys.